Good evening. Welcome to another episode of the 401 Talk Zone radio show on YouTube. I am your host, Leon Jones. I'm going to make this video a very short one, and it has to deal with the topic of education. It's called Vocational Trades versus a college degree. Now, many individuals believe that a college degree is the end-all, be-all. Do I agree with that? There are some fields, like I'm a civil engineer. I majored in my undergraduate civil engineering technology from Temple University, and I have a master's degree in civil engineering and a master of science critical infrastructure systems from the New Jersey Institute of Technology in Newark, New Jersey. Now, here's the problem I find with many of your degree programs. College today has become more of an indoctrination process rather than an educational institution. Let me break it down for you. In some fields, let's go to the social science, which includes your liberal arts, your philosophy, your religion, your history, your English, your individualized, your gender, and your, let's say, African American or ethnic studies. The problem with those fields is there really isn't a diversity of thought. And the individuals who come out with that type of degree, their politics is always slanted left. And when you have a conversation with some of these individuals, they're so indoctrinated that if there's a disagreement or debate and the individual has graduated from the school, let's say, of social science, you can't have a rational conversation with them. And for the most part, there's no market for those degrees. You're lucky to get out there and make $20 an hour, which you might think that's a lot of money. It's not a lot of money. Now, on the other side, you have your vocational trades. Some high schools still have VOTech. Now, I think VOTech in today's market is a way to go because you learn a valuable skill and you can go into entrepreneurship easily. And the skills that you learn are not theoretical. They're hands-on skills. I always believe in a hands-on method because you actually get the understanding on what you're doing based on you're reading a book, you're doing mathematical equations, you're reading schematic drawings, you're organizing parts in a fashion so you can easily put the component together, and it gives you a method of following directions. I'm not saying college is a bad thing. I just think it's too much money to go to college. Some parents are paying over $100,000 for their kid to go to college, and they're not majoring in anything that's marketable. Now, for individuals who are thinking about sending their kids to college, try the STEM programs. That's science, technology, engineering, and math. I prefer the technology and the engineering because some of the sciences that you go into, like biology, chemistry, you have to go to the next level and get a master's degree and then a PhD. And at the end of the day, what kind of job can you get with a science degree? There are some jobs you can get. You can actually turn some of those science fields into engineering fields because a lot of the mathematics is the same. But for the most part, individuals will go get a PhD, do research. Not a bad field, but with the amount of money you're spending, today's college doesn't give you a return on investment, and it doesn't necessarily give you the application of common sense. Now, as far as a vocation, it's nothing wrong with going to truck driving school. It's short. You can get a certification or CDL. I have a CDL, a Class B CDL, have a Class A learner's permit. And a vocation, you actually create opportunities for yourself, and the money and the demand is very high. You get a good return on your investment. I know individuals right now who are going to the School of Avionics. They're learning how to fix airplanes. It's not a corporate job. In fact, once the manufacturing sector left, most of the jobs have come in the service industry. And with the service industry in play, it's not a lot of money in the service industry. I'm talking about your restaurant jobs, your customer service jobs. In fact, there really isn't a lot of skill, but what you can get out of it is learning customer service skills, how to deal with people. Because if you go into your own business, you must understand that communication and listening skills and writing skills are very prominent. That's what you can get out of working in some of the service jobs. However, the money in those fields is very, very scarce. The money in the number of fields that you go to college. Now, if you look at college as a tool and you learn how to link it to common sense, you're able to understand the real world. Now, let me go back to the cost for a moment. The way you keep college costs down is you look at the nearest community college. Now, I'm out here in Portage, Indiana, which is in Chicagoland. And a community college out here is called Ivy Tech. It's a very, very good system because the state runs the community college. So in other states I've lived in, such as Pennsylvania and Maryland, Virginia also has a good college system. But Maryland, Pennsylvania, their system is horrible because you have to pay out of county and it tends to be higher. But with a state-run system, if certain community college doesn't have that major, you can go anywhere in that state and get it for the same tuition. I believe that a community college is cheaper. You get rewarded for your first 2 years. And when you transfer the credits over to a 4-year institution, you've saved a lot of money and you become a junior and you graduate much faster. And let me tell you another thing. You don't have to worry about getting weeded out. See, when you go to the Indiana universities or the Purdue universities or the Penn States or even the Temples and the Rutgers University, some to name, here's what happens in any of the STEM programs. Instructors don't care about you very much. They're making a lot of money off of research. In fact, the instructors, they'll have a class of 400 or 500 people, and TAs who are graduate students are going to teach the classes. They're going to administer all the laboratory assignments, all the tests, all the quizzes. It becomes a debacle, and students tend to lose focus because you don't have access to your instructor. With a community college, you have lots of access to your instructor, but learning a trade, you can learn that on the job. I work in construction. I manage construction projects. I have contractors that work with me, and some of their individuals started off as laborers, and they became foremen, superintendents. They also became engineers. So what I'm going to tell you, I'm going to cut right down the middle and be fair and balanced with it. Education is very, very huge. However, that education must be a tool to help you gain the skills such as listening, communication, writing, and mathematics to obtain a decent job, but you must be able to get a return on investment. Colleges are way too expensive, and if individuals are going to college, take the 2 points of advice from me that I'm going to break down. Number one, go to trade school. Number 2, go to community college. Let me add a third part in there. Go to the military. I'm also a veteran of the United States Navy. I earned a lot of college credits in the Navy based on being a Seabee. So some of those credits will transfer into a college, so you're saving money. Education is a valuable tool, but what I'm giving you are the cost-cutting measures. I'm going to do this topic in an upcoming Blog Talk radio show. In fact, the 411 Talk Zone radio show, it's on every Saturday from 12 to 2. If you want to call in, the number is 215-383-5785. If you have a topic that you want me to discuss, you can email me at lej6521@yahoo.com. That's lej6521@yahoo.com. And if you need any inspection work done, the name of my business, my company, just relocated to Valparaiso, Indiana. It's Quality Control Inspection Services, where I do construction management, infrastructure engineering management. I do planning services, and I also do construction management. I'm a consulting firm. Check my website out at www.qc-inspection-services.com. That's www.qc-inspection-services.com. You can also email me at leon.jones@qc-inspection-services.com. This video was intended to give you all education on choosing your path of education, whether it's college, whether it's a trade. Education is essential to learning what skills you need to get a marketable job in the real world, whether it's government or it's private. My name is Leon Jones. Thank you for listening to this edition of the 411 Talk Zone radio show. You all have a good evening. I will be producing more videos in the future, and these videos are going to be encouragement. It's not going to be your average YouTuber, juvenile type videos. It's going to be videos to help you with understanding and creating better potential for you to live a decent life, because it is getting very, very difficult. And some of the other topics I'm going to bring up, I'm going to talk about the presidential election. So that being said, you all have a good afternoon, good evening, and a good night. And once again, thank you for listening to this edition of the 411 Talk Zone radio show on YouTube. Once again, my name is Leon Jones. I am out.